Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's about 3:15, and I figured I'd give my thoughts on this upcoming season starting tonight of the NFL. Now, first of all, as we all know, we were very close to not having a season, but thank God, cooler heads prevailed. Now, what are my thoughts on this year's NFL season? Who do I think is going to be the team to look out for the next 4 to 5 months? Who's the team I'm thinking is going to be, we need to keep an eye on every Sunday, sometimes on Monday, and on Thursday starting in, I think, October or November, and sometimes on Saturday getting towards the end of the season? Who do we look out for? Who is the teams to look out for? Who do we think is going to be the teams to beat? Well, all honesty, we're going to, in my opinion, we might have a few surprises this year. A few surprises. I'm not saying what kind, but I just know we'll have a few surprises. Now, I do expect Green Bay to possibly make it back to the playoffs. But here's the thing. As much as I like Green Bay, I don't think they're going to make it back to the Super Bowl. I hate to say that, and I know anybody from Green Bay that watches this video, you're probably going to want to throw stuff at me and flip me off and stuff, but I'm just giving my honest opinion. I'm giving my honest opinion because I believe Green Bay right now is the hunted. Last year they were one of the hunters, now they're the hunted because they've been there. In fact, they've said this on the NFL Network. All teams that have won the divisions last year are now the hunted. In fact, the Schleg Daddy, Jeff Schleg, if you will, on the Wedgebusters, also part of the Off the Rope show, has said that the division leaders and the division winners last year, the division champions, are the hunted. But more so, the people that won the conferences are the most hunted. That's right. And the one that won it all is the hunted. So, the teams that definitely your last year's division winners are the hunted. There's no doubt about that. Last year's division winners are the hunted. Even 7-9 Seattle is the hunted. But what do I look at for this year? Who do I again see as the teams to look out for? Well, last year some teams made some progress. Some teams actually showed some potential. Like the Houston Texans, that's a team you need to keep an eye out on. In fact, I'm going to stand here and say that I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 75% sure the Texans are going to be in the wild card race. Not in the divisional race, or in the race to get a bye when it comes to the playoffs. I'm talking they'll be one of the teams in the wild card picture at the end of the year. In fact, I got a feeling 75% chance they'll be one of the wild card teams on the AFC side. Now, what other teams to look out for? Well, let's take a look at the NFC. San Francisco last year didn't do so well. I mean, they did well, but they didn't do well enough to make it to the playoffs. They stumbled at the end. But now that they got Jim Harbaugh, or whatever his name is, the Stanford coach coaching them, they might have a chance. Now, the preseason really didn't tell much. They went 2-2. But the regular season is going to tell a lot. And if this Jim Harbaugh, can bring them back to some kind of providence and help them improve to the point that they too can be a wild card team, then that's what you got to look out for. So I look at San Francisco as sort of an in-between, a 75%er of being in the wild card and a 50%er at being a divisional contender and being division champions. But I do look at them possibly being one of the wild card teams by the end of the year. Now that's two wild card teams on both conference sides. Who else do I see? Well, another team I think is going to do well on the AFC side, but will go wild card only, and this may shock some people, I'm going to go with Cleveland. That's right. Cleveland this year, I've got a feeling, is going to surprise some folks, and they will get in that 75% range of being wild card being put in the wild card picture, if not as one of the wild card teams. So I look so far on the AFC side. I look at Cleveland and Houston. All right. On the NFC side, who do I see to open up and join San Francisco as a wild card team? Well, there's a lot of teams in the NFC. The NFC West definitely has to improve. But who else do I see? Well, believe it or not, this is going to shock some people as well. I see Dallas. And so I see the Dallas Cowboys being a wild card team this year. Yes, Dallas is always a contender for the division. But I see Dallas as a wild card team this year. And I believe they're going to join San Francisco as one of the wild card teams. Now, AFC-wise, who's the other teams that I see look out for to possibly be in the wild card this year as part of the playoffs? Who do I see? Well, AFC-wise, they got a lot of teams. A lot of teams have great potential. But I'm going to go with what everybody is saying is going to be the division winner this year. Everybody's predicting this team to be the division winner of the AFC West, and that's the Oakland Raiders. So I know there's some 49er fans out there. I'm a 49er fan, believe it or not, I am. But a lot of people have said that Oakland's going to probably be the division winner. So I see Oakland as a wild card team, but also as a division champion. That's my first prediction of a division champion. I'm going with Oakland, but I see them not in a bye, but as part of the wild card. The same on the NFC side. I see a champion, a division champion on their side. Two division champions, actually, because that's what it's got to go. Two division champions on their side of the deal. And the division champion I see going to the wild card is also out of the NFC West. And believe it or not, it's going to be St. Louis. That's who I believe. I believe St. Louis is going to be the NFC West Division champions. Again, I know 49er fans may be upset about that, but I'm just looking at that from a perspective of a fan and, as of last year's records and all that. So that's who I see joining San Francisco and Dallas in the wild card, but I see them with the advantage of being divisional champions and hosting a wild card game at home. Now on the AFC side, who do I see finally joining up in the wild card picture? Who do I see joining? That final team you got to look out for. Who do I see joining Oakland? Who do I see joining Houston? Who do I see joining Cleveland? This may shock a lot of people. It may shock a lot of people. But I am going to go. And this is hard to say. But I'm going to go with Jacksonville. That's right. I'm going with Jacksonville to be the final wild card team on the AFC side. So Jacksonville, I feel, is going to be the South champions. So that means your AFC North champions and AFC East champions are going to be the ones that get the byes. And who will they be? Well, I'll get to that in a second. Now, who do I feel is going to join San Francisco, Dallas, and St. Louis on the wild card ends of perspective as the teams that I feel are going to break out this year and make the playoffs? Be the ones that are going to want it the most. Who do I see? Well, you have St. Louis and San Francisco from the West. St. Louis is your West champions. You have Dallas from the South. I believe they're the South as your champions. They better be a South, I'm not sure. But who do I see? Believe it or not, this is going to blow people. This might surprise you a little bit. But I'm going to go with the New York Giants. That's right. Your NFC East champion, New York Giants. That's who I feel. your NFC East New York Giants are going to be in the playoffs as a wild card team. They're going to join your NFC West champion St. Louis Rams, your wild card team San Francisco and Dallas. Now, who does that leave open as the teams that will get the byes? The teams that will get the byes on the AFC side when it comes to your AFC East and your AFC North. Your AFC East is going to be Indianapolis. That's right. I don't think New England's going to do it this year. And everybody's saying this could be Peyton's last year or one of his last years. I believe Indianapolis is going to be your North champions. I believe that. Or your East champions, depending on what division they're in. In fact, maybe I should take a look at that somewhere. But I believe the Colts are going to be one of your teams that gets a bye in the playoffs this year. I really do. And then your other team that's going to get a bye, it's going to be Cincinnati. That's right. I believe Cincinnati and Indianapolis are going to get it. I truly do. Cincinnati will be your North champions. Well, maybe Indianapolis won't get it because I picked Jacksonville. Let me rephrase that then. I believe your AFC East champions, because I'm thinking to it, your AFC East champions are going to be Miami. I've got that feeling. They're going to come out and surprise people this year. That's why I believe it's going to get a bye. You may call me crazy. You may say you're going back on what you said. But I couldn't think at the moment if Colts was in the East or not. They're not. So I'm going to go with Miami. That's why I don't think New England, I don't think the Jets, and I don't think Buffalo are going to make it. I think Miami's going to surprise people, and they're going to win the division, and they're going to get a bye. I truly believe that. Okay, so I picked Dallas and New York. They're both out of these. Dallas, I believe, is going to be a wild card. New York Giants, I believe, are going to win the division. In the West, I believe San Francisco is going to be in the wild card, and St. Louis will be in the wild card, but they'll also win the division. So who does that leave on the South and the North? Who does that leave? Well, I'm going to go with Green Bay. That's right. I'm going with Green Bay to make a repeat as the North champions and get the bye. I believe that. So as the South goes, it's kind of tossed up, but I'm going to go with Hotlanta. That's right. I believe the Falcons are going to do it again this year, get a bye. They're going to make the playoffs, get a bye and everything. They're going to host a game. Now, who do I think is going? Now, overall, who do I think would get to where? Well, that's totally up to the seedings, right? That's totally up to the seedings. Well, if St. Louis and New York on the NFC side are the wild cards but the division champions, of course they're going to host games. I believe what's going to happen, and this is just my opinion, I believe Dallas is going to end up facing St. Louis, and I've got a feeling the Giants are going to go to Dallas is going to go to St. Louis and face the Rams, and I've got a feeling the 49ers are going to go to New York and face the Giants. That's what I feel. And then on the AFC side, I know I said Oakland, and I believe Jacksonville, I said, we're going to win the divisions. Now, I said that Cleveland and Houston would be the two surprise wildcard teams. This is what I see. I see Cleveland going to Oakland and Houston going to Jacksonville. That's what I see happening. That would be your wild. Those on both the NFC and AFC West side of things would be your wild card matchups at the end of the year. Overall, these teams that I predicted for playoff contention and being in the playoffs are the teams, in my opinion, to look out for this year in the NFL. Now, who would advance out of the wild cards? I don't really know. I mean, I'm a 49er fan, and I would like to say the Niners over the Giants, but we don't know that. We won't know anything to the end of the year, but so far, these are the teams, I'm just going to end it like this, to watch out for this year, because I feel these teams that I've named off, call me crazy, call me going against what I said earlier, but like I said, I forgot that the Colts were in the North, not the East, so I had to go with the Dolphins, because I would have picked them anyway. Had I known what I know, but I didn't. So those are the teams, like I said, you got to look out for. Indianapolis, yes, I'll still put them in there as possibly being South champions this year, or North champions this year, but I truly believe this is going to be the year that a lot of teams that have been wanting it the most are going to finally get it, or at least get to that part that they want to get to, and that's the playoffs. So those are my teams. That's my outlook of this year. Those are the teams, like I said, you got to look out for this year. So comment down below. Tell me what you think of my thoughts and on the NFL season, on the teams that I feel we need to look out for. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts, and I'll talk to you all later.